When writing for film, these are the steps you're going to have to take to turn your idea into a finished production. Step 1. Having your idea. When you turn your idea into a log line, which is a 40-word pitch that could be used to sell the idea. An example of this is Dennis the Menace. The comic strip Muppet plays pranks on Mr. Wilson. This is a really bad example because it's just not very, it's just too brief. Because although a log line's short, you need it to at least contain the bare minimum of what it's going to be about. A good example of this is the Midnight Cowboy. Naive Joe Buck arrives in New York City to make his fortune as a hustler. Soon strikes up an unlikely friendship with the first scoundrel he falls prey to. This is a good example because it gives a clear picture of the character, the goals, the plotline and some sense of the place that it's going to be set in, whereas the Dennis the Menace one didn't. Next idea is a synopsis. This is basically your idea explained in a couple of paragraphs. What it is about your idea that's going to make someone want to produce the film or commission it. It's going to have about a paragraph for each of the 3 acts that are in the 3-act structure to build the film. Then you're going to need a script, which is going to be a spec script. A spec script is where you've just created it off your own back in your own time, where no one's asked you to make it, but you've just chosen to. And you're going to try and get it commissioned and get it into production yourself by going through the different steps, what I'm going to talk you through now. Some of the first steps is developing your idea. You're going to need a log line, a synopsis, a treatment which is up to 10 pages. The treatment includes things such as the title, the writer's name and contact details, a short log line, introduction to the characters, who, what, when, where and why, and just Act 1, Act 2 and Act 3 just broken down slightly, and then just any other important information that should be included. And you're going to include your version of the script, which is approximately 120 pages. Then this goes to a producer that you may already have a contact with, or go to an agent if you don't. The agent represents a writer and links them with the producers that they already may have relationships with. They'll know who'll suit the project best, who'll work well with the project and could do the best for it. If the producer is interested, the writer will then want to be involved in the meeting. If they want to take the idea ahead further, they will option the script. An option fee is where they pay the writer a small fee, normally a couple of thousand, to own the rights to try and produce the film for a fixed period of time, which is normally 3 years. They have 3 years to get pretty much everything done and get the film into production. If the film isn't produced, being starting to produce in the 3 years, the writer can continue to start selling trying to sell the idea to different companies. Then the producer and editor work with the writer to change the script, or criticise the script and give whatever notes and criticism they have back to the writer, so you can rewrite the script. So then they've had their say in the script and whatever they want to change and what they want to do to it. And then once the writer's rewritten it and it's been checked, it goes into further production. Once the film goes into production, the writer will get a second payment, normally about 3% of the budget. This will be paid to him on the first day of principal photography, or the first day of filming. So just to cover again, the first stages are creating the script, then he goes to the agent The agent then pitches to the production companies, then it's either optioned, well, or not used at all, where if that happens they'll go and try and sell it to a different production company. If the script is taken further, they'll get the notes from the editor and the producers, and then he'll have to rewrite the script, and then he'll get his 3% of the budget, if that's what it is. That's how the film process works for screenwriters in the film industry. TV is pretty similar. You still have to have the logline, the synopsis, obviously the idea. The script gets developed as well as it does in film. There's no treatment, but in TV you have a show bible instead, which is pretty much what it says. It's a large document that explains everything about the programme, all about the characters, where they've came from, what their story is, what the story is going to be like throughout the series, is like how the story is going to develop throughout different series, whereabouts you see it going further into the series, and just any other important information. It needs to also involve a pilot, which is, well, this pilot script, which is most of the time the first episode used. This is then sent to the agent, then to the TV production companies. Then they bring the writer in, make the development deal, change the idea. Well, not necessarily change the idea, just put their swing on it, not necessarily change it, but just to do some little tweaks, what they think could make it better and what they think will work. Then the pitch to the broadcasting commissioning editor. Then he'll take it to the production company, and they'll develop it into the commissioning editor, and it'll go through another development. The writer will get paid a fee of a percentage of the budget from the production company for each individual project. Say if you're doing a series and it's going to involve 10 episodes, you'll get paid individually for each episode that you'll make. I mean, if you do the 10 episodes, you'll get 10 different fees instead of one lump sum like you would do in the movie industry. I mean, it's going to be a lot better financially than film writing, but the development process is going to take a lot longer. So the stages are the spec script, the synopsis, the logline, show bible. So you need to take all that to the agent, who will then take it to the production company for a development fee. They'll develop it with you, and then you do the rewrites with the script editor and the producer. The production company then pitch to the commissioning editor, and then the broadcasting, they'll commission, the production company will then pitch to the commissioning editor, and the broadcaster develops further. The writer then gets paid for each individual project that he's working on in the future, individually. Thanks. And that's how a spec script work in TV industry. There we go.